Hello, just thought I'd do another beer review. I'm on a roll, like done two videos already this evening, so why not do another one? This time, though, it's going to be one of my own. Now, it's not just a straightforward beer review, main reason being that it's the Blood Orange Saison that a few people have tried, and I think they generally liked. I haven't really had too many bad comments about it, so that was good for my very first saison. So that bodes all right for the future. But this one is the first bottle I did. It was a bomber that I did, but basically what I did is I thought I'd piss around a little bit with just one bottle. I think I bottled it back 3 months ago. Might have been sooner than that. But basically I've took this beer. Hopefully you can read that, the details of that one. But basically it is the Firestone Walker and Wild Beer Company, who are based in Somerset, which is just down the road really. They're known for their wild beers, hence the name Wild Beer. They come up with some interesting ideas. And they collaborated on this Rainbow Project. Rainbow Project is something that happens annually. It's the top UK breweries, 7 UK breweries. They do a collaboration with an international brewery. They get given a colour beforehand, and that's it. So amazing beers come out of this one. Yellow Belly by Buxton. If you get to try it, Buxton and Omnipollo is insane. Just get on it. It's peanut butter and chocolate biscuit stout without any peanut butter or biscuit in it. It is just insane, and that one came out of there, but also this one did as well. And so what I did is I took the dregs. I was drinking this when I was doing the bottling for that beer, and I just swirled it around and then just poured it straight into one bottle, unprimed, and just bottled it. So I have no idea. This is a very first for me, pissing around with anything to do with sour cultures and stuff. But I'll read what was in it. It was, so don't worry about the base beer, it doesn't really matter. It's to do with this and the flora. So it said Somerset wild ale yeast, B. lambicus, B. bruxellensis, so those are two Bretts, I'm assuming, Brettanomyces. L. brevis, Lactobacillus brevis, and P. damnosus. Now that's the one I'm concerned about, that's the Pediococcus. Now obviously people like Dan ABA know shitloads about this kind of stuff. I know nothing, I just enjoy the odd beer that's kind of sour or wild. But Pediococcus, I've read a little bit about it in the past, and there's a period that the beer goes through where it gets a bit ropey, which is basically where it goes viscous, and then it works itself out of that and then becomes a good beer. So this one obviously has only been 3 months in the bottle, if that. I could be completely wrong, so it could have been sooner than that, but it's probably about 2.5 months. So it may not be particularly good, and maybe I should have waited 6 months to a year, whatever. But I felt like cracking it this evening. I'm in the mood for it. I've got a bit of time. Haven't really got much to do. So what I've done is I picked up this out of the cupboard, a lovely, classy plastic Pimm's jug, just in case, because this is a 660, and I've got Spiegelau glass. So I'm just gonna crack this and pour it. It could turn into a nightmare. Here we go. Little hiss. Not much going on, which is kind of good. Oh, there is carbonation. There is definitely carbonation. Looking a nice colour. Interesting smell coming off of it. Certainly not what I expected from certainly not what the original base beer smelled like. So This could be a rather interesting one. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay. So it is carbonated, even though I think it finished at 10:04, I think, this beer, so there wasn't too much to chew on. But I didn't prime it for the reason that I knew that the bugs were going to keep going. So let's pour this. Talk among yourselves. Talk about the weather, that's what we do over here. Okay, this is just going to be like so for now. So, pretty darn clear. Okay. So the fact this is unprimed, you can see some kind of carbonation. Look, there you go. It is going some, which is good. Okay, I'm going to get a nose on this. Interesting. There's definitely some of the blood orange smell to it. Look at that. And that's sticking around. That's going nowhere. I don't know if that's the bugs or that was the base beer. It's been a while since I've had the original because I just absolutely hammered it. But it's looking good. I mean, colour's still good. The clarity's still there. I mean, it's a saison as well, so the clarity is not necessarily a necessity that it needs to be clear. But okay, the nose. Interesting, there's a bit more acidity to it, there's a bit more... You definitely get the orange, but you're also getting something else. I'm not hot on these bugs, so I couldn't tell you exactly which bug I'm getting, but there's a sort of a tang to the smell, but then you don't know where that is the blood orange ending and this beer, or sorry, the bugs beginning. So I'm just gonna dive in, so cheers. Yeah, that could have done with some more time, but it still tastes pretty good, I have to say. Definitely something different to it. I think maybe it's the Brettanomyces that I'm getting more than anything else. It's not really souring, but I'm starting to get the sort of barnyardiness. Obviously, the yeast that I was using in the first place, the saison yeast can bring on like a little bit of a barnyardy funk to them, but that particular yeast didn't bring too much of it. Maybe a little bit of pepperiness, but quite a subtle saison-y note to it. But definitely smells different, and definitely is taking on some of the bready characters. It doesn't feel particularly much drier. I think they might have not had enough time in the bottle to, actually get stuck in and really chew away at the residuals, of which there was not a particularly huge amount. But I have to say, I'll do this again. I'll try and do some harvesting and some dregs. Basically all I did was I just drank that beer, left a small amount of the beer in, swirled it, and then just carefully poured it into the bomber just before bottling, and in fact no, I didn't. I poured it in just after bottling. So I basically put it on the filler that I've got, boom, on the bottling bucket, let it fill up, and then I carefully poured it in. Reason being, I didn't want to contaminate the bottling wand thing with any nasties because it would have got into subsequent bottles. So that's why I did it that way. I will do it again. I'll definitely do it again. I don't drink too many of the wild beers, sour beers that are actually bottle conditioned, but maybe I could take some of these and do something with them. I mean, I don't have any DME at the moment to actually do like a starter and then sort of harvest it that way, but I might be able to do something with some leftover work from maybe from tomorrow or something if I've got some spare. So I might just harvest those dregs into a jar, sterile jar, and add some additional work to it maybe tomorrow. It's an idea, and then do the same again, but make sure that I retain it, hang on to the bottle for 6 months and see what happens. See what differences I get. But definitely a different kind of funk coming through. It just seems too early stages. The mouthfeel is not particularly different, although the carbonation is obviously, I highly carbed the original beer. So this one is a little bit more softly carbonated, but it's tasting nice. So cheers to you all, and catch you soon. Cheers.